5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. Now, here's Tom Silverstein.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. I almost said X's and O's because I'm so excited about X's and O's today. We got a lot of good stuff to show today.
Okay.
So we'll keep this one shorter, and then I suggest you not walk, run with your fingers to X's and O's because it's going to be a really good one.
Educational.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do.
Well, there was a lot to talk about and a lot of different strategy and things to see in that Giants game.
Mm-hmm.
Packers come away with a win, 27-20. Not the most impressive win, but there were things to like about that win.
Not love.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
What did you like about the win?
I like the fact that going into this game, there was a lot of pressure, whether you admit it or not. I mean, you got headlines about your coach on the hot seat, about the offense, in 3 games averaging maybe 10, 11, 12, 13 points, that, your defensive coordinators going to be head coaches somewhere else, all that kind of stuff. And I don't necessarily say like most people say it's noise, because when you like it, it's great. Mm-hmm. But when you don't like it, it's noise. So it's all the same.
Right.
So I also understand that this is, whether we like it or not, the facts are facts. This is the youngest team in the league, again, for 3 years in a row. So they're going to make some mistakes. So it's baked in the cake with me. I don't bail on a particular player or your team because they didn't play to their potential. Or maybe they are playing to their potential. And that's what I was thinking about, because the game at some point, especially when the Giants put together a 16-play drive on the defense, it was running the ball with Tracy Jr. This is not top level, let's be honest, top level running back. The offensive line is not great, but they were pushing the defense off the ball. And then when Jordan, didn't slide and went out the game, I felt fine with Malik. Matter of fact, that's why I want to stay to the X and O. It seems like it's another playbook. Mm-hmm. But I like the fact that they keep fighting and eventually win a game.
Okay. Yeah, and I would point to, I think, Jordan Love. I think after that hit, he kind of lit a spark in him, maybe. I don't know, he just seemed like he was more confident. He was taking some chances, but they were all calculated chances. Mm-hmm. And it looked like he was willing to give his receivers a chance. And sometimes we see him just like focus in on Romeo Doubs, and he did that, a little bit to the detriment of the team. But if he, can get Christian Watson involved like that, it changes the whole, scope of their offense, because now defense has really got to count for them, don't they?
See, here's the thing that I think that Matt Oakley has told you guys, not to anybody ad nauseum. He doesn't really like doing the forcing it to Devontae Adams type stuff or the wide receiver one. He wants to spread it around. But the thing about that is you don't have anywhere to go to or a field, you're looking at your playbook, what's something I can, to say, I feel good about this. You got to develop a number 1 receiver. And here's why. If you can develop a number 1 receiver and a defense has to always account for him, that frees up everybody. Mm-hmm. Even in the media, if you're talking, who cares? The kid, JSA, from Seattle, he's getting every 15 targets now. Right. The quarterback threw 3 or 4 picks, but he's the top guy. Right. So you don't have to force it to him. You can see if he's double, go somewhere else. The thing about that is when you're forcing it to a guy that has 4 drops, it's kind of a head scratcher. Because Romeo, for some reason, has the drops. And your offense, and then if it was me, with Musgrave, he'd be going down the field a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because he's such a big target.
Right. I feel like you can't use him like you use Tucker Kraft.
No. Yes. I would split him out by himself and put 3 wide receivers to the other side. If it's a linebacker or a safety, that's where the ball's going.
Yeah.
I mean, at least give him a peep. But Jordan ultimately has to throw it to the open guy.
Yeah.
But it is something about having a kind of a bailout.
I think the definition of a number one receiver is a guy who can run all the routes.
Exactly.
He can make the toughest catches.
Yes.
And so that's why he's the number one receiver, because if you got a play you like, you can plug him in.
Yes.
No matter where it is.
Yes.
You know, if it's a slot, if it's outside, if it's deep, if it's a slant.
Don't matter.
And so that's where I sort of argue, with LaFleur is, if you got a play you like, make him the number one option.
Yeah.
And
that's the way
number one read on more plays.
That's the way you evolve. The West Coast style offense was not designed to get the ball to Jerry Rice, but he was always open.
Yeah.
You know why? They put him in the backfield. They put him at X. They put him at Z. And sometimes we saw him at Y.
Yeah.
Because they say, well, he's our best player, but let's move him around a little bit. Let's keep him in motion. And they got away from that because he had 5 targets, 4 catches.
Yeah.
Should have had 5 catches, but he had 4 and 2 were touchdowns.
Yeah.
So that should be your guy.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Anytime he's one-on-one and you see a defensive back's name, throw him the ball.
And Matthew Golden, I think he had 2 or 3 targets, and one was a 24-yard catch, and one was a 35-yard pass interference.
Yes.
What does that tell you? He needs to get the ball too. Now he needs to stay healthy. But
I agree with that 100%. We're going to talk about that a little bit of X and O's, what we think he should be. But I think we're wasting him at a point because at least put him on punt return. Something. Get him involved in the game. I mean, you can't even really evaluate him if they're not using him properly.
It's part of the problem now is that he's got the shoulder injury, and he aggravated it, I think, on the pass interference play.
Yeah.
And so now I don't even know if he's going to play this week. Maybe they need to sit him out and wait for Thanksgiving. But which kind of leads me to they suffered a bunch of injuries, none of them long-term. Nobody's out for the year or anything like that. But they've got some interesting dilemmas. Let's start with Josh Jacobs.
Yes.
So he injured his knee. It's just a bruise. He's probably going to be sore. He's been kind of hampered by injuries. You got Minnesota coming up, and then you got Detroit 4 days later. Mm-hmm. If he's, 75%, do you play him against Minnesota, or do you just sit him and say, let's try to get him to 90% for Detroit?
I would let Emmanuel Wilson and Brooks take it and just sit him and get him so he can finish strong, because he's a finisher. But you can clearly see, because he had the calf and he had some other things, and he's not had a lot of carries because he's missed some time.
Yeah.
But I can only think of a few games that we had over 20 carries. So they've been trying to preserve him for the most part.
Yeah. He doesn't like that. He wants to play.
I know, but you got to be healthy though, because if you're not 100%, and I know everybody wants to play, but they can't. They put a game plan around you, and you have to go out for whatever reason. If it's a new injury, I get it. Yeah. But Emmanuel Wilson, he can handle it. Him and Brooks can handle it.
Yeah.
100% I trust him. 23's ready.
I'll tell you who is potentially ready is Marshawn Lloyd.
Yeah.
Now, I believe he's going to be designated to return, which means he starts practicing on Wednesday.
Now don't get me all excited and pull the rug out from under me like Charlie Brown.
No, I think it's
move
pretty.
the football.
I know he's really close. I was told he's really close. So now,
did they send him to some specialist?
Yes, they sent him to another specialist, and they're trying to find out what this imbalance that keeps causing him to get injured, suffer these soft tissue injuries, and what they came up was they think that a knee injury, an ACL he suffered at South Carolina, has changed his gait or, the way he runs, or there's some kind of area that's not as strong as another, and he keeps. So they do all these biomechanical
with that stuff. But
I don't
something
know.
happened
I
to
think it's
Christian
interesting.
Watson. He went somewhere, got his hamstring.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying count on this guy. You can't.
No, I would love him because
but
he's not Jahmyr Gibbs, but he's a Jahmyr Gibbs type.
He's a change of pace.
Yes.
He's different than
in there. You got to say, hey, watch it. Remember when Amp Lee used to come in?
Yeah.
Robert Smith goes out, Amp Lee comes in. Amp Lee was one of the best third back running backs ever. So if he's healthy down the stretch, even if it's the last 3 or 4 games, that's a game changer, especially on third down.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I think they might want to save him for if he's ready. I don't know, but
I got you.
Detroit on turf would be probably a good place to just spring him for a couple of plays. Let's see whether they do it. We don't know. But also, I believe Jaden Reed will either start practicing this week or the next
Now
week.
you're getting me excited.
Yeah.
Because he does. Just look at the offensive numbers when he's in there and when he's not in there. You know he's a factor.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting how they handle that. I think Romeo Dobbs is okay. Quay Walker's got a stinger, and that's iffy. Going to make him iffy for this week. He thought like he would be fine, but that's a tough injury.
You need him.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like the defense, they're showing these fronts to where McDuffie is the outside linebacker on the line. We used to call it under defense. I don't know what they call it.
That's an under defense, yeah, 5-man front.
He has to cover the tight end.
Right.
It's key contain. And those are his 2 weaknesses. His strength is going downhill.
Yeah.
So that puts him at a disadvantage of playing that. And they rotating a lot of the younger guys in there. But the thing about it is Minnesota knows this. Detroit definitely knows it. They're going to run the football.
Yep. Right up the gut.
A lot. And if they're doing that, Jordan Love and the guys are on the sideline, and they just keep eating up the time.
Yeah.
Defense got to start back shutting the run like they did the first 2 games of the year.
So you don't have run stuffers. You just don't. So what do? You
well, 95
have to live,
is one, but
he can't play every snap.
I know. Big Stackhouse, man. They got to put him in there, man.
Yeah.
That's a big old guy, man.
Maybe the return of Lucas Van Ness will help too, because he is a big, strong guy who you can put.
He would definitely help on obvious passing downs, because if you move Micah around a lot, it does throw teams off. But if you can't, they're just gonna run the ball.
I just wonder if they need to. I don't know who's out there. I'm going to take a look after the show, but they just can't allow people to run up the gut like they did, like the Giants did. And the Giants, their offensive line is decent. They got 2 really good tackles, and then the interior guys played their butts off.
Yes.
They just came in and said, "We're going to knock you off the line."
I was surprised when they threw the ball. I was.
Yeah.
They could just run, get 3-4 yards, and just rotate both backs in, keep the game in the teens and try to win it, especially when you didn't have McManus, that Lucas is going to be kicking, and all that wind, anything can happen in your kicking game. When it's games like that, you want to keep the game in the teens or the 20s, and hopefully you can win them.
I owe Haversack an apology because I went back and looked at that one he hooked badly, and the laces were pointed towards him.
It was laces out.
Yeah.
You saw Ray Finkel, man.
Of course.
Pet detective, man.
I didn't see that when I was watching the
His
game.
grandma made the cookies. She said laces out. You got to kick the laces. Now, I will say this about Wheeler. He was a game ball.
Oh, yeah.
The guy's
amazing.
Truly amazing kicker. If he don't make the Pro Bowl, it must be a collapse, because he had one of the best punting games. Into the wind didn't matter to him. And the thing about it is, if your special teams can just be pedestrian, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because that's really been killing the team all year.
Yeah, they've
having him
stabilized
as a
it
punter
little
is
bit.
truly amazing. He's a weapon.
All right,
he reminds me of Craig Hendrick.
Here's an area that you can address for sure. How do you get these guys on defense to catch the ball?
Now, that's a great question. Did Janet tell you to ask me that?
No.
Because that's where you normally get your good questions.
Okay.
I did a deep dive into this. I'm an expert at this.
Okay.
And you know why I don't say nothing?
All right.
I dropped a lot of interceptions. So I did something that because you know I talk a lot. Did you know this?
No.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I went over to Mark Lee, my rookie year, and he said, why do you think you keep, as in practice, I kept dropping interceptions? And he said, I said, I don't know. I got bad hands. He said, no, put your hands to the side. You're on defense for a reason. You think that the ball is for the receiver. It's not. It's for you. I said, what do you mean? He said, every time you throw a ball, the reason why you don't intercept it, you think you're a defender, just knock it down. It's not for me. Once you realize the ball leaves the quarterback, it's for you, not the receiver. You will pick it off and you'll run and you score. And it changed my career. Mark Lee, Packer Hall of Famer, I love this guy. We had a one-on-one conversation about following trajectory of the ball, expecting to get it. Carrington didn't think it was for him. He didn't think the quarterback would throw it if he's there. But if you know the quarterback who's thrown 30 picks before, he don't care that you're in cover two. He'll still fit it in there. You got to expect to intercept these passes.
I agree. And you know what I was thinking was, some of the better secondary players the Packers have had. Jamon Williams, Sam Shields, Charles Woodson, Jair. Those guys, they couldn't wait till the ball was thrown to them.
They loved it.
Right. And it was a hunt for them that when that ball was in the area, they were going for it.
Yes.
And I don't see that. I see it more passively. Now, Valentine made two really good plays. Like he dropped off his guy and tried to cut, tried to step in front of a ball. But if you're going to do that, go get it.
Go get it. He's going to throw it to you. You fooled him. Now expect the ball.
Yeah.
And I get that. You remember the pass that Xavier ran over and intercepted?
Yeah.
He left the middle, went over to the third and picked it. He knew that's my ball.
Yeah.
That's what he's amazing at ball skills.
Remember the Keyshawn Nixon one, the one that he went up and tapped, and Keyshawn Nixon, and he might have gotten a finger, might have made it wobble, but he still should have caught that.
Yes.
Nixon, it made me remember that play that Jair Alexander had. He was nowhere. His assignment, he had nobody on the left side. I think it was against Tampa or something like that. And he just came all the way over and said, and beat the receiver to the ball.
Yes.
And then that's the mentality you have to have. And I don't think they have that mentality. And I don't know how you change it.
They will now, because when they see this tape, they'll get it. The coaches can tell you whatever. Even throw your ball drills. Expect the ball. And now you're not surprised when you see it. Oh, it's supposed to come to me. It's not supposed to go to the receiver. It's not supposed to go to Jordan Addison. And not go to Justin Jefferson. Especially when JJ just came off throwing some interceptions against Chicago. He's going to be cautious with the ball. But when it leaves his head, that's my ball. And once I learned that, you're going to always be in position to get your hands on. You're going to catch some of them. The ones you don't catch, just don't let him catch it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about Keyshawn. If you really want to be the top guy, you see that ball, you elevate, go up and get it over the guy. That's how you get paid number one corner money. They don't pay you for breakups, which I think he's like tops in the league, though.
Just like Christian Watson went up in the corner of the end zone.
Go up there and get it, because he has the ability. I just got him to understand that there's nobody can run past him.
I always think of one of the most impressive things I used to see. So this is back when they had Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb. Who else am I? This is a little bit later after. Might have been. I think it's a little after that. Anyway, they would go after practice to the jugs machine
Driver was there too.
Yeah, this is a little later,
Okay.
but they would go up to the jugging machine and stand about 12
yes.
inches
I can
away
see
from
that.
it and put
Yes.
their hands. And I mean, it was
Yeah.
coming at the normal
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah.
And they would, and then you'd always see some practice squad guy who's new to the team would try it and would just shoot right
Yes.
through their hands because they weren't ready, hadn't done it. But these guys, I mean, every training camp practice they did that. And it used to amaze me that they could catch it. I don't know if they're doing that now, but they need to do something.
I think
like
it's a
that.
mental thing, though, because I think it really helped me. Because I never seen Deion Sanders or Darryl Green drop a pick.
No.
Because they expected the ball.
Right.
You throw.
That's a mentality. Yeah.
Yes. Because you got to get ready for it.
Right.
You know. That's why I never played catcher in baseball.
Yeah.
Because you have to anticipate the guy going to miss. So you don't be shocked when he goes through.
Right.
You know. So I left that to grown men.
All right. We didn't talk much about Minnesota, but let's touch quickly on what to expect.
Minnesota
from them.
is in a down spiral. A sparrow, it depends on where you're from. This is a must-win for them. They win this game, they're toast.
Yeah.
And the thing about the Green Bay Packers, you don't want to lose 3 games at home consecutive.
Yeah.
Would be terrible. So I think it's the number 1 game of the week. But again, McCarthy just got back.
So he's going to give you some opportunities, just like
Yes.
Jameis Winston did.
Oh, yes.
You better take advantage of it.
Yes, and whenever he sees a soft shell, he just kind of gives up. But obviously, getting Jordan Addison back because he's been out. T.J. Hawkinson, they got the talent. Aaron Jones, my nephew, is coming back. I mean, they got a good offense, but the thing that they don't want to do, really don't want to sustain a running game. They want to throw the ball a lot. So if that's the case, that's when Michael Parsons say, okay, I get a chance to go after the quarterback a lot. So this is his first time playing these rival games with Minnesota. So I expect the Green Bay Packers will win 27-17.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. The Vikings are no longer intimidated to come to. I don't know if they've ever been intimidated, but they bring a lot of fans with them. And I think it's going to be a very interesting game.
I'm looking forward to it, but I just thinking, we'll do this a lot. Me and Curtis Granderson, the baseball player, we did something with Pick and Save. If you go to any of the Pick and Save in Metro Market, you can round up to help families at food pantries. We're doing like a contest in Illinois and Wisconsin. So go to any Pick and Save, you'll see a big poster of Curtis Granderson, and then you'll see pictures of me in Illinois at Mariano's. So we want to do what we can to help families in this time of need.
Okay.
And so anything you can do at Pick and Save would be fantastic. And while you're there, ask them, do they have my Leap Spirits, the Leap Vodka, and the Leaping Lemonade? I'm going to get you some tortilla chips tomorrow.
Okay.
Because we're going to donate like 15 or 20 turkeys or so to some nonprofits tomorrow, and Janet's going to help me with that. I really appreciate her help because sometimes I'm in areas and she said, I'll take that area, and so we can help a lot of families.
Yeah.
So thank her for me. So you be nice to her. And anywhere you want to laugh, go to charliebarris.com. That's my guy. He's on a big tour all over it. He'll tell you where he's at, and go say him, please support him.
All right. Thanks, everybody, and don't forget to check X's and O's. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm going to check it out.
All right. See you next week.